They're preparing in a amuse-bouche, a little start, a little taster for 2 covers, then a fish course, and then for the main course they have to produce it from a saddle of lamb, and they can prepare it and cook it any way they wish to do so. And then for their dessert they've got their own choice. The aromas that are coming through as I'm speaking now are quite exciting and nice, and things, as I say, should start to heat up a little bit as we move into the latter part of the competition. They sent in a menu to be judged with photos as well, and we judged their paper entry, and that put them through to the final here today. 2.5 hours to prepare and execute the dishes, and then with 45 minutes remaining, they'll be told 45 minutes remaining, and from that point then they'll be able to start to serve their meal in course order: a amuse-bouche, fish course, main course, finished by the dessert on the 2.5 hours.
And what I'm really looking for is, do they get the best out of the piece of meat? Do they use the whole lot, or do they pick the best bit out and throw the rest away, which is obviously wasteful and that won't be very profitable for them. Now the lamb is Cornish lamb, and it's all underpinned by the quality standard mark. And the quality standard mark really stands for that the meat comes from a short farms, goes through short abattoirs, and on a short cutting plant like Peter Allen is, so that the chef can actually guarantee his consumer that the meat is well looked after and is assured from farm to plate.
First you look for the cooking, if it's cooked properly, if it's pink, it should be pink. And you don't want a lamb rare or well done. And you look, the seasoning is the most important thing, because I always said the difference between a good food and bad food is a pinch of salt most of the time. So you look for the seasoning. And the garnish is going to, presentation is important, but maybe it's not the first most important thing. It will come in third, the presentation. So
I'm looking for technical skills. I'm also looking for hygiene. I'm watching out for that at the moment, because I've seen a few practices that I will have to note down, and bearing in mind I've got to taste everything later on. So I'm watching for that. But we're looking for a little bit of innovation as much as anything else. There's a lot of rhubarb coming out, which is good because it's in season right now. Just looking for something different, I think. You know, we've got banana split. That sounds interesting. I don't think it's going to be our regular seaside banana split, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what it is.
We'll look for quite a few things. It's the interesting thing about today is also that they've got a commis. Now, they haven't met the commis before, but again, it's looking at the overall round package of the way that they organise themselves, the way that they prepare their food, their technique, their hygiene, and of course the taste is the biggest thing, and their presentation. So there's a lot of aspects involved, and one of the big things is the preparation of the saddle of lamb.
Very hard for the competitor, because when you got people walking in front of you while you are working, it's not that easy. So they are doing very well. The problem of that, we'll have to wait until we taste the food to see the end result, which is always the most important part of it. You look for the technique, how clean they are when they work, and the end result. That's it. If it's good at the end, because everybody is a bit different, and like going to a restaurant, you don't look how they work. You look what you got on a plate. If you got a good technique, you should have a good result, and vice versa. But because they are under pressure, limited by the time, you got to allow, you shouldn't be too hard on the technique on that day, maybe.
We look for the overall package, i.e. that somebody that comes through, that actually shines through, whether a amuse-bouche, the fish, the main, and the dessert. There may be one or two that actually have a strong main, but is the dessert a little bit weak? Is there a amuse-bouche a little bit weak? That in mind, and again with all their techniques that they use, it leads itself to a very good competition, and obviously always very tight.
Obviously here there are some very good chefs who want to do some of their own butchery, because They will use most of the part. They use the bones for their stock, and and the trim for their stuffings, etc. And therefore, it is quite important that they know quite a bit about meat and have some knife skills. And I think this is a good sort of event where people learn, and move on.
First of all, you have to applaud them. Having done competition myself, you're putting yourself on a pedestal, you're putting yourself in front of people and judges to be judged and saying, hey, look at me, this is what I can do. And the greatest part is taking part, because you'll never know otherwise. It's quite easy to say, well, I could do this, I could do that, but actually compete. And you get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Yes, it is tense to begin with, but you meet other like-minded people. You meet judges who can be influential afterwards if you're looking to get a job, and it gives you a great sense of pride. If you win it, fantastic. If you don't, you've taken part, and again, it puts you into that circle and makes you, I believe, a better chef. Because yes, there's some fantastic chefs that don't enter competitions, but sometimes you're putting yourself on the line, and I think that's a great attribute, and you can only benefit from that. Okay.
Chef of the Year, give a very warm hand, a huge cheer to Thomas Wells from Turners of Hartlepool. Here he comes. Thomas Wells is Chef of the Year. Congratulations indeed.
The experience of cooking in front of people and to win it was just a dream, Absolutely thrilled to pieces. Thrilled. I talked through it with my head chef, and we talked through what we think would be good and what would go in season. We did a dummy run yesterday, and today we pulled it off. So we decided on a scallop tortellini with a pea veloute, because peas are just coming into season. We did a cured sashimi tuna as a fish course with a king prawn beignet. For main course you had to use lamb, so we used a saddle of lamb, but we cut it down to a loin. We used some crispy lamb sweetbreads with fèves, morels and wild garlic. And for dessert we just did a classic chocolate tart with peanut butter ice cream.
The way the marking system works, you're looking for a menu that is overall is well balanced and executed. And the 2 points that he had was his main course and his dessert. The judges were very pleased with his dessert. Overall it was the best, and the same with the lamb. Pierre and Jean-Christophe thought that the lamb was cooked to perfection, and hence that resulted in top marks for that main course. And when that happens, that tends to carry you through. He had a good starter as well. I was judging that one along with Christophe, and his nice little amuse-bouche. So overall, he had the best performance of the day and 2 of the best dishes of the day, which is enough to carry him through.